Yana. People, listen, all right? Melly is cooked. That boy is lasagna. He's casserole. That boy is stir fry. Them boys about to get that boy 100 years, dog. And after 100 years, they about to get his boy a chair. One of the biggest flaws in the prosecutor's arguments and cases, motive. Week 1 and 2, Melly was spanking his trial in the eyes of the public opinion because the prosecutors failed to really mention any motive. But them boys were slick. The prosecutors were slick because they had something under their sleeves in terms of motive. You see, they got possession of YNW Melly's phone, but they got to prove this phone actually belongs to YNW Melly. So they have been permitted by the judge to show certain messages to prove the phone belongs to Melly, even though those messages wouldn't really be admissible in court otherwise. But they can show it in court to the jury because they got to prove the phone belonged to Melly. So now they're taking this opportunity to sort of blow this case wide open by showing messages from Melly and his friends, and more specifically, Melly and YNW Sakchaser. And these messages sort of provide more context as to why Melly may have killed YNW Sakchaser and Juvie. Prosecutors showcased a message from YNW Sakchaser to Melly where Sakchaser is expressing his discontent with Melly. This is the first time in court that we truly got to see that things really weren't all peachy between Sakchaser, Juvie, and Melly at the time of Juvie and Sakchaser's death. Before we get started, people, pardon the nigganese and ebonics. As somebody who got a PhD in nigganese and ebonics, even this was hard to decipher. Sakchaser tells Melly, oh yeah, and I meant to tell y'all before we went to Cali that me and Juvie's CEO, Peso the artist, cause you be moving on this music just cause you first pop, ain't finna be looking confused all my life. Y'all really my artists. You ain't doing that part right. I get these ninjas right. You ain't finna just keep saying that. Y'all be on some lifestyle-ish. Just can't say they your artists just to look good. Do the same ish I be doing. I'm just under you cause I let you be the face, but I'm a CEO. Let me decipher the nigganese. People I know, all right? I know, all right, the hieroglyphics and the untranslatable languages of the Negro mics is probably hard to understand. This is why Flacco was here. Flacco got you. Right? So Sakchaser's telling Melly, hey, listen up, bro. You all on No Jumper in LA doing interviews, and you calling us your artist, and you acting like you the face and the CEO of this YNW brand when that ain't true. I'm the CEO. You my artist. All right? Peso my artist. Me and Juvie CEO. So you got to start acting like I'm your CEO, and you got to start saying I'm your CEO and you an artist. Don't be trying to, move different. His big reasoning for this is, if you don't respect me as your CEO, then I'm out here looking confused. Because now the other artist is looking at me like, yo, you sure you the CEO? Like, you good? And he said, bro, I ain't finna be looking confused all my life. But it continued. And this is where things get a little bit more contentious and we really start to see, hold up, like things weren't just discontent. Things were getting real serious and heating up between Melly Camp and Sakchaser. Sakchaser began to express to YNW Melly that he feels like Melly and his mother is up to something. And he expressed great worry about what they're up to. See, Sakchaser says, I'm good. It's just some be telling me y'all up to something. You don't owe me none. We is the same person. But how you let this ish keep going this far? What if it was the other way around? My mama wouldn't be doing no ish like this. I'm bullying and say I was beefing with you, but before I let something happen to me or play with my family, everybody would die. Ish like that. Duck with my blood. For whatever reason, Sakchaser believed that Melly and his mama was up to no good. He believed that they were trying to do harm to him, and he says, before I let y'all do anything to me, I'm going to kill y'all first. So essentially, it became a rat race of who's going to kill who first. And what we see afterwards was Melly being real coy and manipulative. Melly was trying to keep Sakchaser at bay, keep him at a level head so he could strike before Sakchaser got a chance to. Now, before we get into Melly's response to this, though, let's take a look into Sakchaser's and YNW Melly's mama exchange. See, this video here leaked shortly after YNW Melly got arrested, and the video is of YNW Melly's mama essentially telling Sakchaser, you ain't more gangster than me. And Melly is my son. He gonna follow me as to whatever I do. You got guns? Well, I got guns too. So it don't look like this is just a friendly disagreement. It looked like this was fully embroiled in the streets. This was the beef.
Show me text messages from Sakchaser threatening all her friends and all these people like he's about this life. But I'm saying, like, who the fuck you ever robbed? Who the fuck you ever shot at? What the fuck you ever did? Nigga, you couldn't even take a fucking weed charge. If you don't sit your pussy ass down and don't ever come for me, because my credentials is real. It ain't even a joke. So don't ever try to come for me, because I don't even play them type of games. Like, what the fuck you got that I ain't got? Oh, you threaten me with your little gun? Bitch, I got big guns. At the end of the day, Melly is my child. And he is gonna be great because he's talented. He's talented because his mom, not because of your little fuck ass, retarded ass.
Somebody will say that somebody's mama shouldn't be on the internet talking about big guns and little guns and going to war and beefing with her son's friends. But hey, that's what she was up to. Now, what really is interesting is unclear whether or not she knew, but Melly was actually behind her back telling Sakchaser them, listen up, bruh. I tried. I don't know what she's on. If y'all want to kill her, bruh, kill her. She ain't my mama no more. She sold her soul. Now, if Melly was serious, then that's completely blindsiding his own mama. But you can probably read into this and figure out that based on Melly being accused of now killing Sakchaser and Juvie, that he probably was manipulating Sakchaser, keeping him at bay, having him think, yo, I'm on your side, bro. My mom is tripping. If you want to kill my mama, bro, go ahead and kill my mama, man. She bugging out, man. Whole time, Melly and his mama was probably planning something devious and dubious for Sakchaser. Now, here's where it gets bad for Melly. That's some bombshell evidence. That right there showing that Melly, Sakchaser, and Melly's mama were at war is bombshell evidence for the motive as to why Melly would kill Sakchaser and Juvie. But here's where things get really bad for Melly. That was last week. That was the last day of court last week. So with that bombshell evidence still on the mind of the jury and the public and people who's observing this case, the prosecutors came on the first day of trial this week on Monday. They dropped another bombshell, a possible admission of guilt from YNW Melly.
On October 26th of 2018 at 20:02:18 UTC, what does the YNW Melly account state?
I did that with a smiley emoji.
In terms of what was that in response to from the PZ Gambino account?
Objection. Overruled. The PZ Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
A friend of Melly's asked Melly, yo, bro, are you okay, man? And his response via messages is, I did that. Shh. This just proves the theory right, bro. When it comes to street ninjas, when it comes to street dudes, bro, that crimes in the streets don't matter. It doesn't matter. They are not satisfied with getting away with a crime if the streets don't know they did it, bro. Melly and his cuticles couldn't help, right? His tingling nigga cuticles couldn't help but confess because he wanted the streets to know that he's really like that he's really living like that. Even though he has seemingly gotten away with the crime, that wasn't good enough if the real ones ain't know he did it, if the hoes don't know he a killer.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time, the YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
While confessing to a double murder over IG messages, yo, this is insane, bro. Only one hue of people we know would do something so blasphemous, right? Now, Melly's defense, his team's defense, his defense attorney's arguments and defense against this admission or confession is just outright idiotic and blasphemous, bro. Let's take a look.
Point to where I did that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And how do you spell that?
THAT.
Okay. Let me show you some copies of 9807. Thank you. May I approach?
Yes, sir.
Spelled on this THAT, that. Correct?
Correct.
This is coming from the 9807 that the state has introduced thousands of pages indicating
Counsel testifying.
that it belongs, or it's a phone that Melly uses, correct?
Correct.
Page 1 of defense exhibit coming from 9807. Would you tell the jury how he spells that?
Dat. D-A-T.
D-A-T. Page 2. Will you tell the jury how he spells that?
D-A-T.
D-A-T. Not T-H-A-T. D-A-T. Correct?
Correct.
Page 3, coming out of 9807. How does he spell that?
D-A-T.
So when Melly spells the word that, you want me to go through all 19 pages? Or will you take my word that every time, coming out of 9807 that's attributed to this young man as writing the message, he does not spell it T-H-A-T, but D-A-T. Would you like to look through them?
No, sir. You're asking me to explain that the one moment he decided to use proper
One-
grammar.
One moment, these phone messages sitting there.
One at a time, all right? What's the objection?
Argumentative.
Overruled.
These phone messages that the state introduced sitting on this pages that we painfully went through, he spells it D-A-T, not T-H-A-T, except for this one occasion. Right?
Correct.
What a strange thing. I'm sorry, Judge. I apologize.
Simply put, that's not a good enough excuse, bro. Like, your excuse as to why these messages are coming from YNW Melly's Instagram account, right, which has been audited and verified is his Instagram account, saying that somebody else must have written that from his IG account because YNW Melly on these other instances and occurrence spelled T-H-A-T that as D-A-A-T is laughable, bro. It's not gonna hold up, right? No. You got a jury of middle-aged white folks who is sitting in court looking at you like, bruh, are you saying this man never, ever, ever in life spoke in proper English? Like he never in life spelled things out how it's supposed to be spelled out? Their response is laughable, all right? But, hey, we're going to see how this court case played out, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section, man. Is Melly cooked from your perspective or, do y'all think he still got a window, all right, of hope? Let me know, man. It's your boy, Poetic Flacco. Like the video, sub to the channel, comment for the algorithm. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.